What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the Meditations on our most recent Star Wars Shatterpoint Battle Report. And I'm going to start this off right off the hop. I had no business winning that struggle.
That was wild. Usually I think Maul can kill a support, generally speaking, and then he didn't.
Oh my goodness,
and
yeah.
then it just snowballed downhill from there.
Maul whiffing on that attack against the Commandos was... Because, I was like, those Commandos are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I've written them off.
Yeah.
And that attack. Because, we went into struggle too. You had all 3 points.
I had everything.
And you had 2 consecutive turns of scoring 4.
Yep, I had 2 turns of scoring 4, and then from there, Maul failed the kill. I failed to bring it back, and then it just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I think legitimately, the dice did not do you a favor with that one. Like, you lost so much momentum when Maul...
He pulled so many expertise.
Because I think there was a couple moments that really, really impacted for Spectre in this particular game.
Mm-hmm.
One, Kallus taking as many attacks as he did.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like, he took 4 attacks before he finally went down.
In no small part to Hera's cover bubble, I came to the table with a lot of shooting-based models, and that cover really helped you with that early momentum.
It certainly did, and then Hera getting the free ability to basically say, "Hey, I'm gonna wake up."
Him being awake was the most annoying thing in the world.
Like, he wasn't scoring me points, but the fact that he woke up and he's just like, "Well, I'm just gonna go harass these Mandos down there now." He was just a perennial pain in the backside for you this game. Kanan took way more attacks. Like, the fact that you had him at 9 and he got down to 3.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, that was insanity.
Like, Kanan just was a tank this game. Mm-hmm. The Commandos did eventually come back and do some work for me, so cool there.
Their attacks into the Armorer were brutal.
Yeah. When the most boring activation of the game was Ezra going, well, I'm just going to walk over here and take a point, I guess?
Yeah, I'm going to take all of the incredible efforts of the Armorer to just absolutely dismantle this point, and I'm just going to sit here and be annoying and take it anyway.
It's perfect. That ability is called Thanks for Doing the Heavy Lifting.
Oh, it was...
just the whole thing, like, for whatever reason, like, my game plan going into Struggle 2, when I saw that it's like, oh, well, you just have all 3 right off the hop, was basically like, okay, I'm just going to let you win this one. Yep. I'm going to do a bunch of attrition, get into a position to maybe be in a better place for the next struggle. And that loss of momentum off of Maul there was just friggin' massive. And I even burned a momentum for Hera's ability.
Yeah.
For her identity, right? Like I was just completely sold that this struggle is not mine. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Spectre really pulled together and did some amazing stuff. Like,
that they did.
Everyone did their job. Like Ezra was the most boring activation, followed probably by Chopper. But Chopper still ran up and dismantled some Mandalorian armor over here.
Yeah.
And then he was sitting on a points for a bunch of game. And
Truly, I was thinking he had the most boring activation and forgot that he moved to, like, here and then moved to here and here without actually doing his turn. I was like, oh yeah, no, that was a movement turn of Chopper's, right? No, that was just him getting around.
because he got moved over here from Hera activating.
And then he got moved over here from Hera
activating.
Yeah.
Hera just kept moving her droid around.
He's like, oh, go over here. I think you might be useful. Oh, no, well, what if you're useful over here instead?
Yep. It's just absolutely wild game. I don't think we've had a swing that big.
That was a phenomenally crazy swing. My goodness.
That was a huge swing. Like, that was just outstanding with what happened there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as much as I want to say, like, oh, I played really good, I think I got lucky with some stuff there. Like,
there were some really good dice rolls. You had some very solid luck on which one the priority point was for a bit there.
I did. With the amount of times we rolled this one for the priority, so I was just able to keep scoring 2 points.
Yeah.
So that definitely played into it. Is there any play that if it had gone slightly, like, okay, so we know Maul. Maul. If Maul had gone slightly different for you, different game, right? Because you would have actually ended the struggle, I think, that round.
Yeah. It would have ended the struggle right then and there. I think, really going back, Gar Saxon whiffing his attack and not being able to steal this back point in Struggle 1.
I forgot about that one.
I didn't. That sat in my brain the whole time.
Yeah, that was another big key point for you right there, Gar Saxon.
He had a jump on 2 successes on that attack.
Yeah, what was it? I brought you down to 1 or something?
You brought me to 1. So I did 2 damage to Kallus, and I was not able to...
Oh, that's right, because that was the one where I rerolled my 2 successes into 2 more expertise.
Which made the difference.
Because it got rid of your crit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because I had that crit in there, and I thought, oh, that guarantees it. And it did not. And
Yeah, that's right. Because I rolled, what was it? I think I rolled two blocks and 3 expertise.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, okay, my expertise is giving me the 2 blocks regardless, and everything that's left is all crits. So
Yep.
let's just fish for that crit mitigation
and
there.
it worked, and it made the difference because he could have gotten that extra success. It could have been a jump on the tree, that plus the jump on his from jetpack
Yep.
would have gotten him to the back point, and because the commandos were down at the time, it would have taken that back point. I would have started.
It would have
stalled
slowed
out.
down.
Yeah, and it would have had a back point that you now had to worry about because I was just so stuck on this portion of the board for most of Struggle 1.
I kept you tar pitted, right in the center. Like
I was so tar pitted.
I created a little bubble right in the middle there that you just couldn't break through. Like when I had 3 different units on there, it was just like, this center point is mine. I'm not having any questions about it.
Early on, I actually felt kind of okay about that. I thought like, oh, we're going back and forth, but I was winning that. I got Maul up there and he took someone down, and then you were able to get Callus up there, knock down Maul, and then I couldn't get Callus off, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, Callus was, I think, like the unsung champ for me this game. Like he did so much work for me.
Yep.
But yeah, at the same time, Kanan and Hera they showed up.
I truly think this was Hera's best game. She did everything on her card, and it was always relevant.
Oh yeah. Like Hera just had an amazing game this game, and like she's understated. She's a lot, but she's difficult to use. But when she pops off.
She popped off.
Like just healing up a whole bunch of damage on my commandos, on Kanan, waking up Callus. Like it was just fantastic. And then that little cover bubble, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like we're just kind of like singing the same song at this point here. But
guys, I think Spectre might be good.
Spectre's good. Spectre's good. And I mean, Kanan's worst clapback was simply when he just jumped up here to take a point back, and he couldn't shoot because you took out the commandos, right? Like,
I just mitigated your entire efforts. Like, it's crazy. They do so much. They got a lot of. It's hard to keep track of all the stuff you can do when I do things to you.
Every time something's happened, like, okay, gotta go check the cards.
Yep.
Gotta go check things, make sure everything is okay. It was just absolutely bonkers. And I think a couple dice results like that Gar Saxon, that Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Lord Maul activation, unfortunately, really slowed your momentum.
Yeah.
And could have been a very different game.
Yeah. Had they gone to Struggle 3, had I been able to drag out Struggle 1 a little bit more with Gar Saxon.
Yeah. And you got roadblocked at a couple key points there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and I think in my particular case, I never really lost that momentum.
No, that's the thing is I kept having like I picked up momentum with the back-to-back armor activations, and then I stumbled again. I started off stumbling, you had momentum, then I picked it up.
Dude, I was so worried off the back-to-back armor activations.
Oh, she did so good there, and I was so happy with it. I'm like, this is it. I'm back in the game.
Like, putting both Kanan and Ezra to 1, I'm like, oh no, this is not good. This is not how I want to enter the next struggle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It turns out we never went to the next struggle.
Yeah. No, wasn't the back-to-back armor was before you refreshed your deck. So
I think you're right.
I don't remember now.
Well,
no, because we were fighting over this point, so it was Struggle 2. Yeah, so it was Struggle 2. Because you did back-to-back armor things, and I'm looking at your deck and it's like, oh god, you could potentially top deck the armor again.
Oh, if she'd gone again.
Which just, it could have been backbreaking. But yeah, I think this is one of those games where I think RNG really played in my favor on that one.
I think that's a part of it. I think you did play it very well. You saw the good Hera paths. You saw what you can do with Kanan. You had those really interesting plays. Anytime I see someone taking a piece and going hunker move, it's boring, but boy, howdy did I not see that coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Ezra. It's like, what does he do? It's like, okay, well, I hunker up here, and then the advance gets me up there, because I also had 0 force at that point as well, right? Like, Ezra was my last activation. I had no force.
Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. I saw you at no force, and I thought, ooh, he's out of it now. But you managed to keep playing, even though you had no force, and it was...
I think I kept focused in this particular game, and that went well for me. And yeah, like I said, I think in your particular instance, you created a nice little Paz bubble there that unfortunately you weren't able to leverage as much.
And that's the other thing is you did disrupt that Paz bubble perfectly.
Yeah, I got a couple of really good things, like when I pushed Maul twice.
You pushed Maul out of the bubble. You did push this Mando into the bubble, then you pushed.
And then it's like, oh no, gotta reposition, gotta fix this problem. Yeah, no. So it was one of those games where I think your decisions, your actions were definitely where you wanted them to be, but unfortunately, the dice kind of said no.
Mhm.
We're doing something different. But as usual, man, I always have a blast playing with you.
Oh, this was a great game. This was a terrible beatdown, and my soul hurts, but this was a great game.
So there we go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.